Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen of the legislature. Thank you for having me. It's tempting, really, to trot out high-flown superlatives about this, the opening day of the first legislative session of the first year of the first decade of the 21st century and the second millennium, and so forth. But the truth is, it's just the first day of the second regular session of the 44th legislature, another day in what will become seamless weeks of generally selfless, patriotic patriots doing the generally thankless job of managing the people's business. That's the nature of public service. I commend you for it. I commend you all. You're here because you want to leave the future better than you find the present. You want to make better history. That's a noble goal. To that end, I wish for you the courage to be unpopular. Now, having portrayed dozens of historic men, some of them truly great men, and having lived a few years myself, I can tell you this: popularity is history's pocket change. Courage is history's true currency. I know because I've watched it happen. In 1963, Martin Luther King was planning a massive march on Washington, D.C. But in all of Hollywood, an embarrassingly small, not to say tiny, group of us were willing to march with him. Civil rights wasn't fashionable in those days, certainly not in Hollywood. For a famous face, marching with Dr. King could injure your career, maybe your life. But we marched anyway. Now, I'm not saying it was a courageous thing for me to do. I'm saying it was the right thing for me to do, even though it was unpopular, as indeed several causes I fight for today have been unpopular. Today, I wish for you the courage to make your own march, the courage to take the uphill road, the road that does not yield to political correctness, the road often lined with water cannons and police dogs, criticism, ridicule, laughter, snarling reporters, and hate mail. If you need a guidepost, please make it the Bill of Rights. Those sacred personal freedoms granted not by government, but by God. They're not yours to take away, they're yours to guarantee. That is your job. One more thing about the Bill of Rights. Please keep faith in its purity. Those who say it needs editing have to admit Americans are no longer worthy of its blessings. Those who say it's archaic must admit that this country can't live up to its founders' dreams. Those who say they know better, let them go invent a country of their own. Meanwhile, demand that they leave the Bill of Rights alone. I wish for you the courage to defy political theater. We, the people, have become a willing audience to made-for-TV lawmaking, watching national policy unfold like a scripted storyline, because that's just what it is. You are the heirs to a governing machine that churns out poll-tested, packaged policy with politically correct labeling, and a media all too willing to market it for free. Whatever shade matches the national mood becomes the law of the land. Our founding fathers would hardly recognize this federal spectacle of posturing, scripting, and staging. I wish for you the courage to call it what it is. Political correctness is just tyranny with manners. Let's face it, who here, which of you here, can say what you really believe? Who here doesn't edit your words and cleanse your thoughts to mollify the reactionaries? Whose zeal and fervor and passing for greatness isn't straitjacketed by bureaucracy. It scares me to death. It should scare you too, that the tyranny of political correctness now rules the halls of governance. You, all of you, are the best, the brightest, the ones chosen to lead your people. But if you submit to the chokehold of political correctness, you and your counterparts in state houses across the land will be the most socially conformed and politically silenced legislators since Concord Bridge, and that is cowardice. So, I wish for you fearlessness, to replace showmanship with leadership, to replace correctness with courage. Earlier, I invoked the name of Dr. King. I would like to close by invoking his prayer from a Freedom Rally speech he made in 1957. Oh God, give us leaders, leaders whom the lust of office cannot kill, leaders whom the spoils of life cannot buy, leaders who possess opinions and will, leaders who will not lie, leaders who can stand before a demagogue and damn his treacherous flatteries without winking, tall leaders, sun-crowned, who live above the fog in public duty and in private thinking. Amen. And I thank you.